It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Word Up magazines way back in the early 90s. Salt and Pepper, Heavy D and Limousine. That's when Salt and Pepper and Heavy D was doing their thing. They said that Puff Daddy, he used to dance for Heavy D back in the day. That was so long ago. That was over 30 years ago. It goes to show you, well, most people should already know, nothing stays the same. Things will always change. Puff Daddy been a multi-millionaire since he's been basically in his early 20s, I believe. He's in his mid-50s right now. Private planes, private boats, multiple homes, different states, multiple vehicles, brand new. That's the life he once lived. A lot of individuals say, you know what? He was living somewhat of a luxurious lifestyle. It's crazy how fast things will change. Believe it or not, they said it only takes about 3 seconds, between 3 to 6 seconds, for you to make a bad decision to ruin your whole life. Think about that. 3 to 6 seconds to make a decision to ruin your whole life. No longer in the yacht, no longer by the poolside, in jail now. One thing about jail, there are no pillows, no blankets. I mean, the regular kind of, you know what I mean, regular kind of. There's rats running on the floor. Think about that, rats running on the floor. Not just real rats talking on you, but rats running on the floor too. But that's what comes along with it. That's what comes along with going to jail. If jail is a great place to go, I'm quite certain everyone want to go there. Why not? I see you later, Tom. I see you later, Billy. Where you going? I'm going to jail. Okay. It's usually never like that. Imagine that. $50 million P. Diddy is willing to spend to get from behind the bars. Is it that harsh behind there? Is it that rough behind there? Unbelievable. There's no swimming pools. I thought you heard that they used to have like swimming pools behind the bars, like in the maximum places. Maximum jails, and they had like tennis courts. And they had like, top-notch weights. I thought I heard that. I don't know. Is it not like that? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it used to be like that. Not no more. Imagine that. Things change. Times change. Nothing stays the same, unfortunately. P. Diddy behind the bars right now. He could probably take about, I don't know, about 6 steps. He take 6 steps up probably for 1, 2, he could probably take about 5 steps. Imagine that. Take about 5 steps now. I'm assuming they have him in a small jail cell. Think about that. He's a sardine now. He's in a can. Unbelievable. So basically, PD right now, he's vulnerable. Think about it. Think about that. He can't sleep comfortable. Maybe he can. I don't know. I mean, does he have a cellmate? I wouldn't want a cellmate if I was in his situation. No way. Man's fair cellmate. Choke you out. What are you doing? I'm choking you out. Why are you doing that? You got a 5'9". Unbelievable. That's how it goes sometimes, though. A lot of individuals saying P. Diddy, he's one of the best to ever do it. Imagine that. Is it worth running out of fame anymore? Is it worth being rich anymore? There's a good chance you might get rich and do bad things. Imagine that. Imagine you get rich and do bad things with your money. Doing bad things with your money. Imagine that. Is it better to be poor these days? I don't know. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. P. Diddy came a long way. He might be one of the most famous individuals out there. He's up there. He's very famous. Think about it. He's famous. Want to get from behind the bars. Imagine doing I don't know. Let's not get into it. Let's see what happens. But imagine that. P. Diddy doesn't have the luxury to eat what he wants to eat tomorrow, or the day after that, Imagine that. He's eating canned food, boiled burgers. I mean, is he able to get a second serving of vegetables? I don't know. How about more milk? Could you get more milk? I don't know. Imagine that. I mean, at the end of the day, they say, you know what? Father God loves everybody. Think about that. Maybe Father God loved P. Diddy so much he wasn't listening to him when he was in the free society. But now he has no choice but to talk to Father God every day in his mind. Think about it. He doesn't have any other friend with Father God right now. He's praising. He's probably gonna become a religious man. Imagine that. There's nothing wrong with that. Imagine that. Unbelievable. That's how it goes sometimes, though. I mean, they say innocent until proven guilty. But just imagine that. One day you're hanging by the poolside, next day behind the bars. Think about that. Imagine having a pool at your home. Imagine living in a mansion. And now you're living like a regular individual, poor man behind the bars. They said P. Diddy is on suicide watch right now. Think about that. I mean the S word. I don't mean to say that. Scrap that S word. I probably will be too. Why not? I don't want to be there. I want to get out. I've been behind the bar before, and to be honest, the only thing I want to do is get out. That's it. Nothing else but that. I don't want to be behind here. There's no TV. There's no refrigerator here. I mean, not where I was. There wasn't nothing but a hard bed. Imagine that, a hard bed. Knock on it. Bed. Why are you so hard, bed? It was louder than that. It was even louder than that. It was like a hard sheet metal, no blankets. You know what I had to do? It got kind of chilly. I had to go. I had to put my hands inside of my shirt. Think about it. Think about that. Welcome to the real world. Unbelievable. Thank goodness I wasn't there for a long time. I was only there for 2 days. That was it. It felt like a year. And me felt like 2 years. Think about it. Imagine that. Imagine 2 days feeling like 2 years. I say, you know what? Unbelievable. Imagine that. Suge Knight's behind the bars. P. Diddy behind the bars. Imagine that. I would never imagine that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Suge Knight be behind the bars and P. Diddy behind the bars at the same time. Moguls. Unbelievable. You have no idea what the future holds you. Imagine that. I mean, you have a rough idea, a little idea what the future holds you. Old age, getting old every day. You know that, getting old every day. You know it comes along with old age. You know it comes along with that. You know about that. But imagine that. Went from being a multi-millionaire to being the richest man in prison. One of the richest men in prison. Imagine going from being one of the richest men in the world to being one of the richest men in prison. Think about that. You can't be around anybody. They're going to say, you know what? Man, I need some money. They're behind the bars. They can't ask for nothing else. Imagine that. Unbelievable. They said innocent until proven guilty. Imagine that. So see what happens. Don't forget I'm just talking. That's it. Imagine that. From private jet to a private jail cell. Imagine that. Imagine the jail cell's not private. You gotta be there with somebody. You gotta worry about him, Imagine that. P. Diddy's vulnerable right now. He gotta be told what to do. When to eat, what to eat. Amazing. That's how it goes sometimes. Though. Till next time. A lot of individuals say, you know what? He's getting what he deserves. Is that the truth? I don't know. What did he do wrong? Let's take a look. Let's see what he did wrong.